Alrighty, folks, we are here live on the Pro Wrestling Enthusiast podcast as we are getting started here for our Monday Night Raw review. Raw had a very, very solid show that was followed by a very great WWE 24 special on the return of Bill Goldberg. Make sure you guys go check that out. Very good here as we build more momentum in the last week, as this was the Golem show to Survivor Series, aka bragging rights, what it should be called. And let's get right into it. Stephanie McMahon start off the show, and I see we're back to the old format. Stephanie rambled on about, making the hard decisions and brought Kurt Angle to the ring, and of course she cut into Kurt Angle, telling him he's not a good leader. Questions him about the New Day getting into Raw last week. Makes fun of him, saying Shane humiliated him once again, and she now goes on to Jason Jordan, which brings up a great point. You got a guy like John Cena, and then you got a guy like Jason Jordan, who's done nothing besides being an NXT Tag Team Champion, and was carried in that team by Chad Gable. So, hey, very good point there. Angle tried to come back and say, he vows to start the match and break Shane's ankle at Survivor Series. Not really working. Stephanie's just laying into him here. And I believe she's going to say the words, "You're fired," but Sierra Hotel, India Echo Lima Delta, The Shield came out through the crowd with a returning big dog. Roman Reigns was back. Always great to see Roman Reigns on TV once again. Ambrose comes out, and he, of course, endorses Kurt Angle as, Kurt Angle, he was a part of The Shield at TLC honorary member and was also on the European tour. He was an honorary member of The Shield once again, so see what Ambrose talking about there. Stephanie runs them down once again, saying, you let the New Day make you fool, just like Kurt Angle, and she asks Roman where the heck he's been. And Roman, very natural on the mic tonight, nothing forced, just good lines there from Roman Reigns. She asks Roman, where the heck have you been? And Roman goes, where the heck have you been? Nice to see they're not forgetting history. She brings up Roman brings up last time I saw you went through a table. So, Shield gets right to business. Something that match that we knew were coming, but waited for them to confirm tonight. The Shield will be in a 6-man tag team match against the New Day at Survivor Series. So, Survivor Series is looking like a pretty stacked card, if I do say so myself. Thoughts on this? The first half of this segment was, you take the good with the bad, I guess. She cuts the same promo every time. It's the same Stephanie McMahon every time. Happy to Monday Night Raw, and then lays in everyone and tries to get cheap heat. Regarding what happened later tonight, are they building towards Kurt Angle Triple H? Or if not, can we just go back to Kurt Angle running the show on his own? It was cool to see Stephanie McMahon for once, and now it's just overdone. We move on to women's wrestling action. Bayley versus Dana Brooke versus Mickie James. The winner would become the 5th and final member of Team Raw, the women's Team Raw. Very good match here. The women always, when they're giving just a little bit of time, a little bit of leeway, they can always come through us. Notes I wrote here, Mickie controlled early, but Bayley cut her off, and Dana Brooke sent her to the floor. Went to a commercial break. Bayley hit suplexes on both women. The stunner and the ropes hit Dana Brooke, but Mickie James came back to hit a flapjack to cut her off. Mickie James went to the top rope. Bayley cut her off and followed her up. Mickie James fights her off and hits to see the senton, but Dana Brooke breaks it up. Mickie James continued to work over with kicks and hits the neck breaker on Bayley, sending her to the floor. This one, Dana Brooke walks onto the ropes to the outside. Asuka checks on Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke tries to attack Asuka and pays for it as Asuka hit her with a nasty kick that knocked her out. Asuka lets out this crazy war cry. Bayley hits, I believe, who did she hit the Bayley to belly on? I believe it was Mickey James. She hit the Bailey the belly. I didn't write the name in my notes, but I believe she hit the Bailey the belly on Mickey James for the 1, 2, 3. Bailey defeats Mickey James. 7 minutes and 27 seconds of action, including commercials. It was okay. Asuka, since NXT has been killing Dana Brooks, so I don't think it's ever gonna stop. But it was also much better when it was down to Bailey and Mickey James. So you never know. Maybe those two can have a little feud in the future. As you move on to cruiserweight action, Enzo Amore and a guy that I have learned. I don't watch 205 Live. I haven't watched 205 Live since. When was the last time I sat down and watched the episode? Maybe in August. I might have sat down and watched the episode. I think but yeah, ever since Drew Gulak has been more on Raw, I see this hilarious character that they're portraying with him, that he hates high flying, he hates everything the cruiserweight's about, he hates crowd chants. He's just a funny guy. If they give him more TV time, not too much, not overexposure, but just enough where people can get to know him even more, and they get to see that really serious technician side that Drew Gulak can be. Drew Gulak could carry that cruiserweight division. But anyway, Enzo and Gulak were in action against Kalisto and Akira Tozawa. Enzo, of course, does his usual shtick. Says at Survivor Series he faced Kalisto. He says he is money and has made 205 Live great. Gulak was about to cut a promo, and out comes Kalisto and Akira Tozawa. And now, to me, Akira Tozawa and Kalisto are heels because Gulak was going to cut a funny promo. Notes again, Gulak and Tozawa started things off, continue the rivalry from 205 Live. Enzo gets a blind tag and attacks Tozawa, but Kalisto is in, and the faces clear the ring. Go to a commercial break, of course. Come back, and of course, Gulak is in a rest hold, of course, what they always do for coming from commercial. Tozawa starts to fight back, but Gulak cuts it off. Tozawa keeps fighting, hits a Saito suplex. We get wholesale changes to Enzo Kalisto. Kalisto runs a while, hits a springboard high cross for 2. Tozawa hits a missile dropkick. Tozawa then wipes out Enzo with a suicide dive. Kalisto follows and wipes out Gulak. Everyone's down on the floor. Tozawa now rolls in Enzo and hits an enziguri. Tozawa up top, and Gulak saves Enzo. Enzo slams Tozawa into Kalisto, hits Eat Defeat, and picks up the win. Enzo and Gulak defeat Akira Tozawa and Kalisto at 7 minutes and 55 seconds via pinfall. Very good to see some Enzo Amore getting some momentum here. Pretty good match, I guess, from cruiserweights, and yeah, not much really to say there. Just Kalisto and Enzo have been moved to the pre-show. Last year, the cruiserweights were on the main show, and we're in a whole different place. Backstage, Kurt Angle met with Team Raw, knowing that he doesn't want to make any changes. He doesn't want to take any chances, sorry. He's making Joe and Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, which I don't understand why they didn't mention, won the inaugural Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic together. Faced the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. So whenever they really want to make Balor look strong, they have him go against one of the Good Brothers. That makes sense. He also books Jason Jordan versus Bray Wyatt. He goes to talk to Braun. Braun just cut him off. Braun was like, I want Kane. And of course, in the main event of the evening, Braun Strowman got Kane. Weird, because I thought the Shield, I was almost certain that the Shield versus the Bar and the Miz would, versus the Bar and the Miz would certainly end the show, but obviously you saw how that ended, so you understand why Strowman and Kane would end the show. We move on to Miz TV. Miz, Axel, and Bo Dallas all right from Miz TV. Reading off my notes once again, Miz hyped up Survivor Series and mocked Baron Corbin, teasing that he may squander another opportunity and may lose to Sin Cara, kind of the way he lost to Money in the Bank briefcase. Ha ha ha. Miz says he takes opportunities, and when there are none, he makes them. Miz then hypes tonight's match against the Shield and brings out Sheamus and Cesaro, the Bar. They don't just set the bar, they are the bar. Sheamus says it was no surprise because they always keep their eye on the prize. Blah 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 blah. Running down the Usos, saying that they are the champions of the B show. Miz does a little, when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut, and vows to, ruin the Shield's reunion tour. Nothing much really to say here. All I really have to say is this was one of the only low points for me for tonight's Raw. I always love Miz TV, always love a little Miz, but why do we need a 15-minute promo to set up a match for the Shield? Doesn't make a difference to me because I'm going to like the Shield. I'm going to want to see the Shield. I'm not going to really want to care about a 15-minute promo. We all know this is Vince's philosophy. This is what Vince said in that Steve Austin podcast. We have to have a promo so they can care about it. And then after that, the New Day in the versus the Shield was made official for Sunday. Jason Jordan and Bray Wyatt. A match that I had to go back and watch because this is a match that I honestly just not care about. I wasn't out of this one, so going back off my notes. Jordan looked for a takedown, ends up hitting a drop kick, but Bray Wyatt. Okay, I'm not even gonna go through this. I'm just gonna say that Jason Jordan won by a roll up after Bray had tried to hit his sister Abigail. Didn't even know Bray was still alive, but he just pops up and loses to Jason Jordan. This was so predictable. You already knew Jason Jordan was getting the rub here. Bray beat down on Jordan, and the crowd was loving it. You guys got to do something about this. And I guess this is their way of writing Jason Jordan out of the match. It turns out, from PW Insider, this decision was made Sunday, that Triple H would be put into the match. Sunday. Although, New Japan Pro Wrestling has their, their main event set for their big show now. Okay. Yeah. We get to backstage. Jason Jordan's with the trainer, and Kurt Angle doesn't think Jason Jordan can't compete, and Jason Jordan does his best Will Smith impression. Why doesn't he love me? Alrighty, so Paul Heyman talked. Brock Lesnar hopped around and smiled, grew a beard a little bit, and he made money. Let's talk about it. In my notes, Heyman introduced himself and explains why you need to subscribe to the WWE Network for Survivor Series. It's Universal Champion versus WWE Champion. It's Lesnar versus Styles for the first time ever, and maybe the only time. Heyman says he never seen anyone like Styles face off with Lesnar, putting over Styles' speed and resilience. Oh, someone proposed in the audience. Bad idea, you proposed during a Paul Heyman promo. Heyman looks over, gets pissed, and says she only said yes because she's never been up close to the Beast. Heyman then says Styles is the single most talented in-ring performer of this generation, but promised the Beast would eat the Georgia Bulldog alive. Then compares him to Rocky. Point F5, this is no Rocky movie, and Styles cannot survive Suplex City. The F5 or the Beast. Heyman can't wait to see him up close and can't wait to praise his heroic effort in the loss to Lesnar. This was great, and to me, Heyman just brought some life into the show. Brock then actually shook a couple hands. I think he's running from there. Alright, so we got The Shield. Reigns, Ambrose, and Rollins in a 6-man tag match against Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro. Great match here. This was a match that, but you could have picked anybody. You got the Miz that you're trying to build up to be dominant against Baron Corbin. You have Sheamus and Cesaro that you're trying to build up to be dominant against the Usos, and you have the Shield that you're trying to build up to be dominant He dominated against the New Day. So in all honesty, everyone loses. No matter who loses, nobody really looks strong. I feel like this was just thrown together. They really feel like champions are expendable. Why is the Intercontinental Champion taking a pinfall? It was easily the best wrestling on the show tonight, but still. Kane cut a promo about death. Moving on, we saw clips from Lita versus Trish from 2004, and they keep showing that clip of when Lita almost cracked her neck. Every time I cringe. Kurt Angle comes down the ring and says Jason Jordan has been injured and he's pulling him for the Survivor Series match. Replacing Jordan will be, and then out came Jason Jordan. Crying. Emulated him his whole life. Crying. And Kurt has to make the decision, but he won't do it, and out comes Steph. At this point, for some reason, I kept thinking maybe it would be a UK competitor or NXT competitor, but that's just me being somewhat hopeful. But hey, who we got wasn't pretty bad. Steph comes out and tells him make the announcement, or she will. Kurt Angle once again gets his tongue tied. Out comes boom. The guy that is a heel in the WWE, well, not okay, and a heel on Raw and SmackDown is a heel on Raw and SmackDown, and is a uber kaboober gigantic babyface in NXT. Out comes Triple H and announces that the 5th member of Team Raw is him. Jason Jordan's crying, why dad, why? Crowd chants for a pedigree. Triple H lays out Jason Jordan with the pedigree. Babyface Triple H is uber over. Well, Raw didn't need a way to answer John Cena, and that's how you do it. So this all feels like desperation booking, though. Putting the title on Styles, adding Angle, Triple H, and Cena to the 10-man tag match. This is all for late minute booking. You got Balor and Joe versus the Good Brothers. Starting off, Joe shoved Balor before the match, and then they got along very well. Felt like the match took a long time to get going, and you had 2 commercial breaks in the match. But these two were great. They looked just like how they looked in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, which is a well-oiled machine. The final 30 seconds of the match were a freaking blast, but I felt like it took an hour to get there. It took too long to accomplish. It should have never went this long to accomplish the goal of Balor and Joe working together, and they lost the crowd as the longer the match went on. But it was very technically sound. You need guys to make somebody look good. Go to Anderson Gallows. Alexa Bliss was backstage, and she talked about how she made Raw good again, and when she was on SmackDown mattered, and now she's not on SmackDown. SmackDown is the B show. The B show, huh? The B show, right? The B show. 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 This is like, how do I explain this? If okay, yeah, this is a great way to explain it. If J.R. Smith were to leave and go to the Golden State Warriors and say the Cavs are the second best team in the NBA. Now, I'm not saying the Cavs are the first best team in the NBA, but obviously right now when you're with the Cavs, you're going to think that they're the best team in the NBA. Then when you go to the Warriors, you're going to say that they're the best team in the NBA. So it's kind of like, are you really saying that, or are you just saying that because, Kevin Dunn put that in your face? But I'm actually really intrigued to see, because tonight Charlotte will be going one-on-one with Natalya for the SmackDown, I almost said Raw, SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm really picking Charlotte to win this. The betting odds are all saying Charlotte. and it would make sense. You get Charlotte versus Alexa Bliss, a match that we never thought that we would get to see. I don't think we've had that yet. I think we might have got that in NXT, but if it was, that's Charlotte just squashing Alexa Bliss when she had her little sparkle gimmick. I'm trying to remember that. But yeah, moving on to our main event of the evening: Braun Strowman versus Kane. The bell never rang, so it was just kind of, bro. I was in and out of this match because I was really tired for some reason, and really didn't have an investment in this match besides a dumpster. So I guess it was fine to keep the feud going past Survivor Series into, what's the December Raw pay-per-view? Is it Roadblock? I think it's Roadblock. But it made Braun look like a beast. Braun, I remember, I was zoning in and out, but I remember Braun destroying it with chair shots, and then all of a sudden I thought maybe the bell had rung, and I forgot, and Braun had a power slam. I was like, oh, he's gonna win, and then he just goes through the ring, and even that popped me as a fan. So that was pretty great. But yeah, very solid Monday Night Raw show, and as we speak, we have about 20 minutes till SmackDown, so I'm going to get ready for that and going to have that review up tomorrow night. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Yeah.